our guest of honor tonight, I'd like to thank Mr. Julian Payne, President of the Canadian Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines. Thank you, sir, for being here and for gracing us with your presence. To our dearest consultants and members of the Chamber, to the distinguished members of the press and media, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant evening to all of you. May I take this opportunity to welcome you to the first business briefing and international networking night of our organization here in Southeast Asia. This officially opens our activities here in the ASEAN region. But before I proceed, let me ask all of you, who among you has been to the Caribbean? Aside from Mr. Payne. Wala. Okay. That's the whole purpose of our organization. Now, before coming over today, I believe all of you, or many of you, were unfamiliar with the Caribbean. Aside from what you've read in magazines, seen online, or watched on television. I'm also quite sure that most of you here are also not familiar with the Eastern Caribbean, 6 of the countries behind me, and the island nations that are part of it. The Caribbean is not just about the cruise ships, nor what you've seen on the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. It is more than sun, sea, and sand. From high mountain peaks to shimmering peaks rather, spicy salsa rhythms to deep rolling reggae. That is the Caribbean. It's beautiful and diverse. But aside from all of that, the Caribbean is also a land of numerous unexplored opportunities. It has a lot of business potential waiting to be discovered. The effects of climate change is not detrimental to financial success. Rather, it's an important business prospect in the making. With that in mind, I invite all of you to start hunting for new possibilities in that part of the world. So I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening, and thank you for sharing this special occasion with us. Okay, thank you. Before we proceed with the program in my presentation, please allow me to introduce the message of appeal from His Excellency Hubert Emmanuel, the Ambassador of St. Lucia to the Republic of China, Taiwan, and the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of St. Lucia.
Hello, my name is Hubert Emmanuel of the St. Lucia Embassy in the Republic of China, Taiwan. And I just want to express our support of the Eastern Caribbean, Southeast Asia Economic and Cultural Chamber in the effort to raise funds for the Eastern Caribbean islands which were badly affected by a couple of hurricanes earlier this year. I know a number of organizations around the world are doing the same, and St. Lucia's Embassy support these organizations as these countries in the Caribbean are badly in need of all help that they can get as they try to recover from these very terrible hurricanes. And so the Eastern Caribbean, Southeast Asia Economic and Cultural Chamber has started an initiative in this part of the world, far away from the Caribbean, but in this day and age, because of what we're going through, the Caribbean needs all help that it can get. So we welcome the initiative and we fully support it, and so we are hoping that donors and other well-wishers will come on board to assist this agency as they try to raise much needed funds for the Caribbean as we try to recover before the end of the year. So I thank you and hope that you will give generously as we endeavor to raise the funds that we need. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you. Just before we continue with my presentation, I'd like to just give you a brief introduction of each of the flags behind me. So we correspond to 6 island nations, sovereign countries in the Eastern Caribbean, namely Antigua and Barbuda, the Commonwealth of Dominica, Grenada, St. Kitts and Nevis, or the Federation of St. Christopher and Nevis, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. If you were watching Miss Universe, there was actually, I believe, Miss St. Lucia, and of course, you know, the third place, the second runner-up was Miss Jamaica, and there was also Miss Virgin Islands. So some of these countries actually can afford to send delegates or say entries to these kinds of international activities. But most of the time, these small island nations just tend to themselves to the rest of the Caribbean community, North America or Europe. So in the last 5 years, they have decided, or I should say, they have tried to increase their knowledge of the world by expanding through Asia. And of course, they have been working with places like countries like China, Taiwan. That's why you've seen the ambassador of St. Lucia in Taiwan. But the ASEAN region is due for that. So that is our job, to connect and bridge the Eastern Caribbean and the wider Caribbean region to Southeast Asia. So the Caribbean is often overlooked as a place for investment, yet it is a diverse group of growing and developing economies located in an appealing all-year weather-friendly zone. The Caribbean islands offer diverse opportunities for investors, ranging from traditional forms of investment in tourism and real estate to the various emerging markets in the islands themselves. Caribbean economies have been expanding from their traditional limited roles in the global economy, which makes them good venues for eager investors to look into new sectors and various models of investment success without the need for large capital. Now let's watch the following video to learn more about the different opportunities in the Caribbean community, which is basically composed of these 6 countries as part of a whole larger Caribbean.
The Caribbean. Just the word conjures up images of sun, sea, and fun, beautiful vistas, lush forests, tropical breezes, and crystal clear warm water. More and more, however, the Caribbean region has become synonymous with talent, determination, and creativity. It is the new land of opportunity, with the convergence of a number of factors which make the region the ideal place to grow new business. CITE, the Caribbean Association of Investment Promotion Agencies, and our member nations stretch from Suriname in the south to Bahamas in the north, from Barbados in the east to Belize in the west. Each one of these territories has unique opportunities and strengths, resources and skills, ensuring that whatever your field of endeavor, there's a CITE member that has the right mix of what you're looking for.
There has been an increased emphasis on creating an environment in the Caribbean that's conducive to investing. And when I speak of investment, I'm not talking just about foreign direct investment. I'm also speaking about investment by domestic firms.
Tourism opportunities in the Caribbean range from the large to the small boutique resorts, but in all cases, they embody the vibrancy and unique charm that is synonymous with the Caribbean.
What makes Hotel Chocolat so unique is that we tie in agri-processing with tourism. So anyone who actually comes on property has a very unique experience. They get to actually see the drying, the fermenting, and everything we do with the actual cocoa property. There are 8 countries in the world that produces fine flavour cocoa. St. Lucia happens to be one of them, and there are 5 in the Caribbean. When we search the Caribbean for the fine flavour producing country, we happen to fall on an estate which was being sold, which has been growing cocoa since 1745. Having found such a natural resource, we were able to tie it in with tourism, and that is where we found our niche.
In so many areas, there are opportunities well beyond the initial interest, as many companies find out to their benefit.
The Narayana Health was started by Dr. Shetty, and his vision was to improve the access of patients to high-tech tertiary care. And he's been able to demonstrate that in India, all the while maintaining a very high level of quality of care for patients. The Caribbean is central when it comes to accessibility from the North American continent, Canada, and of course from Central America and the Caribbean. So this was an ideal spot for us to actually come and establish ourselves. Within a year of operation, we've been accredited by the Joint Commission International for quality of healthcare. So all of these are extremely good signs on where this institution is going, and I think we're going to move to much greater heights in the future.
The Caribbean is more than just one market, however, and there are opportunities for expansion within the region as well. It's not just within the Caribbean that these linkages exist. The region has worked tirelessly to create an environment that allows for market access much farther afield.
The Caribbean may not appear to most to be a natural place for large investments, but there's a reason why over centuries investors have come here continuously and they keep coming back. And the reasons why are clear. One, we have great weather. It sounds funny, but it's important. For those of us who have 7-8 months of winter, I think it matters. Secondly, we have a workforce that has an incredible work ethic. We have a highly sophisticated workplace. We have all the connectivity that one would possibly want. access to finance as well, access to markets. We have foreign direct investment agreements, we have bilateral investment treaties, we have tax exchange treaties. So we have created an atmosphere within this region that is second to none.
Another manufacturing success story is CERTAP in Haiti. Started in 2013 by Belgian Martin Wheat and Dane J.B. Backer.
People are really eager to work, they're a fast learner, and they'll provide.
Right next door in the Dominican Republic, access to labor and a strategic location were the deciding factors for French company Teleperformance to invest.
Teleperformance is the global leader in the call center solutions. We operate in 62 countries around the world, 2 of which are in the Caribbean, Jamaica and here, the Dominican Republic. The Dominican Republic is really an amazing place for business. With a very stable economy, they have the human resources, the opportunities, and of course, who wouldn't want to work in Paris? The Caribbean, in general, is well known for its tourism growth, and that made high standard dedication to service excellence in the tourism industry, and that carries over into what we do here.
St. George's University found a home in this beautiful island in Grenada, knowing that the people of Grenada had welcomed it, the society was ready for it, and the aspects of the university becoming part of the society is one that excites me the most. The young Grenadians that go to school here and attend the university, and the undergraduate school and the graduate schools, the fact that we have a great part of the economy here in Grenada. We are the largest single employer in the country of Grenada now. So 39 years later, we really begun to make a difference in Grenada in a meaningful way. And experience has shown that it not only can be done, but it is done, and it's done very well in this beautiful island.
More than just the resources and the opportunities, the Caribbean has the supporting infrastructure and political will to help foreign direct investments thrive.
The operation that we've set up off the coast of Trinidad it's really off Point Lisas. It's about 6 miles off Point Lisas, and it's an iron ore transshipment facility. Trinidad has a number of benefits. The first one was a stable government and a business-friendly environment. The second reason was it's a deep water sheltered area off of Point Lisas, which was attractive because for our very large vessels we need deep water. There's an excellent labor force here with skilled labor, with the type of stevedoring jobs that we require. And finally, that it's below the hurricane belt, which is where we needed to be outside of the major storms and areas that would affect the operation.
A major part of KIPA's role is facilitation. We work with every single territory within the CARIFORUM region to ensure that we make it as easy as possible for investors to conduct business in the region, and to work with government agencies to make the investment process as seamless and uncomplicated as possible for investors.
Now it's your turn. Your turn to take a look at everything that the Caribbean has to offer. Your turn to start your journey to becoming part of the Caribbean. With so much to offer and so many horizons just waiting to be explored, the Caribbean is the new land of opportunity. Combining European educational and infrastructure standards with island hospitality, amazing natural resources, and the best mix of weather, scenery, and culture on the planet. The climate is right for business in the Caribbean.
So, let me ask you again. Is the Caribbean just sun, sea, and sand? Okay, so it's not. And that's the whole purpose of our organization, to introduce the 6 countries, the smaller island developing states of the Eastern Caribbean, as a gateway to the Caribbean community, which you have just seen, and also to North America, South America, and Europe. Now, over the past decade or more, Asia, especially here in the Philippines, has been leading the offshore growth momentum in provision of English language business process outsourcing services, or what we call call centers. But recently, there has been a steady movement towards near-shore delivery of these services in the different Caribbean countries. Now, the Caribbean has become advantageous than other regions in the world, including here in Asia, because it offers distinct opportunities in the BPO sector, catering to other markets or different markets around the world. Now let's take a closer look at these benefits and learn more as to why the BPO and related companies should start opening up shop in the Caribbean.
The Caribbean, your nearshore solution, where service is our passion. Just a few miles off the coast of Florida, within the same time zone as New York, are the beautiful territories of the Caribbean, the home of high-end vacations. The Caribbean is also home to a burgeoning business process outsourcing sector, a viable nearshore industry where proximity makes day-to-day communications with outsourced functions easier and more cost-effective. In a $140 billion industry, the Caribbean is carving out its niche, offering attractive opportunities in a wide array of special functions. Since 2011, the employee base in the Caribbean's BPO sector has grown on average by 25% each year, with more than 80,000 workers in the industry at the end of 2015. Some of the renowned international companies that have made the Caribbean their home include Qualcomm, Acquire BPO, DHL, Teddy Performance, Xerox, Ibex Global Solutions, and Cable and Wireless worldwide. But what is it that has made the Caribbean a preferred nearshore destination? The Caribbean has a highly skilled, educated, cost-effective, multilingual labour pool, and when a quality workforce is one of the key requirements for outsourcing success, this kind of talent matters. With a combined population of about 25 million, the Caribbean boasts a 95% literacy rate, with more than 95 tertiary level institutions and 80,000 students graduating annually. The success of the Caribbean as a world leader in the luxury tourism industry has resulted in a strong service-oriented culture with a close cultural affinity to the USA. This almost guarantees the best customer experience for clients of BPO service providers. The multilingual labour pool allows BPO providers to reach a much larger client base that extends from the USA and Canada to Latin America and Europe, offering English, Spanish, French, and Dutch native speakers. The cost of labour is crucial to the viability of the BPO sector, and the Caribbean offers significantly lower wages than those in the USA, as much as 88% lower. These low labour costs, together with attrition rates as low as 3%, compared to other major markets like India at 40% or Mexico at 25%, make the Caribbean an attractive alternative labour force to support critical business functions. The Caribbean also allows for a flexible work environment and a supportive regulatory framework. The region has low operational costs, with many territories offering special economic zones, where service providers can benefit from reduced tax benefits, low real estate costs, and a cost-efficient infrastructure to support the BPO sector. This includes a modern telecoms infrastructure with high redundancy, supporting all the requirements for global connectivity, built on a regional submarine cable system, connecting each jurisdiction and providing a robust telecommunications environment with low levels of latency. If you're looking for a business environment with a growing talent pool that is focused on delivering the best customer experience to your clients, an environment where there is strong government support for the outsourcing sector, with significant support to investors and special economic zones with benefits that affect your bottom line, a robust transportation and telecoms infrastructure, economic and political stability, as well as a burgeoning business culture, and a place where quality of life is a premium, then the Caribbean is your nearshore solution. With so much to offer and so many opportunities just waiting to be explored, the Caribbean is the new land for nearshore BPO opportunities.
Okay, so it was strategic for us to actually start our business briefing in the Philippines because of this particular objective of the Caribbean. The BPO sector here in the country is quite mature, having started about almost 2 decades ago. So the room for expansion for new BPO companies is very difficult. Whereas in the Caribbean, it is very new, and they are also multilingual. Whereas here, we're mostly English-based call centers. There you can establish Spanish, French, or Dutch, which gives you a larger market base for almost the same amount of money and capitalization. So there you go. In a while, we'll also be presenting the specific countries of the Eastern Caribbean. Thank you.